Hey guys, so in this video, I wanted to discuss briefly .inc domains itself. If you guys are wanting to purchase a .inc domain, you may or may not be for it. You may not even know much information about .inc. So it's a new extension that's out right now, top level domain that's out. Most people when you buy domains online, either at Godaddy, Namcheap, name.com, register.com, whatever the domain name registrar is, most people tend to stick with .coms, .nets, .orgs, even like .infos. I mean, there's some other extensions out there. I'm not going to talk about them all on this video, but .inc is a new um, domain extension that's available, right now. And so, should you really buy a .inc domain itself? Yes and no. I was thinking yes on the end of if you're wanting to create a totally new brand, online that maybe you want to build up and then perhaps flip the website. Some people are into like domain flipping, domain name flipping, and things of that nature. So if you're into that, maybe it might be an ideal situation to, again, to buy a name that's already its brand, build a website on the domain itself, and then turn around and sell it. That may be the only situation in my mind that I would go in and buy a .inc, domain itself. As most people tend to buy like the .com, at least I prefer to buy .coms. Most of my domains, I have like 30 domains to date that I purchased, some of which I've, purchased to GoDaddy, but the vast majority, I've gotten them, from Namecheap. I've been getting them recently from Namecheap, not only because they're cheaper, but also you get a feature called domain privacy on it, which basically privatizes your information online to, impede like hackers or spammers, unsolicited calls, phone calls, emails, things of that nature that really just waste, your time itself. And so anyway, Namecheap is just a domain name registrar that I have been using more so over GoDaddy to purchase domains and then build websites on it. But when you think about like .inc domain extensions itself, again, it is a new extension itself. It may or may not be for you. When you look at like, I don't know, let's see if I can type in something, I don't know, like money. Let me just type in like learnernet.com. The .com, obviously, I own it already. Let me just type in learnernet.inc. Let's try that. Learnernet.inc. Play around with it a little bit. That way you guys can see what .inc costs. Okay, wow. So anyway, this .inc, even for learnernet.inc, if I was to purchase this, $1,999.99. $2,000 is what you'll be shelling out for a .inc domain itself. I don't know about you, but that's expensive, very expensive, and I can't really imagine myself purchasing. Not just talking about learnernet.inc, but just any domain name that has an extension of .inc. The only way I would probably go about doing that if I was interested in buying or purchasing .incs, as I mentioned before, if I was flipping websites. So if you're into flipping websites for profit, maybe it might be a good idea. But if you just simply, unless you're like a corporation, a huge, large enterprise of some sort, in my opinion, I don't really think .incs are worth it. When you look at Namecheap, type in the same thing. Let's see, learnernet.inc. And of course, you can play with this with any keywords that you want to type in there, any words that you want to type in. But just for price sake, let's see what Namecheap says. That way you guys can really see if there's, much of a difference. I mean, I do prefer Namecheap over GoDaddy due to them providing domain privacy. But you look at this, Namecheap is actually more expensive. So you guys remember in GoDaddy, the .inc of LearnerNet is $2,000, right? But with Namecheap, it's $2,999. $98 for the first year. Wow. I mean, you can see other extensions. Most .coms typically cost about, with GoDaddy, most .coms typically run about $15 more or less. If you got like a .net or .org, of the brand that you're trying to secure online, I mean, those are probably about 10, 11 bucks, something like that. But with Namecheap, one of the reasons why I made the switch from GoDaddy, although the .inks are expensive, I mean, they're really expensive. Again, me personally, I would probably never buy a .ink. But I think that if you are like a corporation, an enterprise, or perhaps somebody who is wanting to like flip domains, maybe a .inc domain itself will be ideal for your situation. Again, that's just my personal opinion. You guys might differ on that, but you can see that obviously .inks, whether you get them at Namecheap or GoDaddy, I mean, they're extremely expensive. They're really expensive. Why they're so expensive, I don't know, but they are. And so that's something to, consider if you guys are wanting to buy, a domain itself. Of course, with any domain that you purchase, online, you obviously need web hosting. And, as for web hosting itself, I do like that Namecheap has very inexpensive, web hosting itself. I don't use GoDaddy's web hosting at all. I just don't like I don't like the web hosting at all. The only thing that I do like is the domain sales. Really, that's the only thing that I use, at GoDaddy. But I mean, as for Namecheap, they do have really great web hosting that's super inexpensive. If you're looking for like a really cheap, inexpensive, web hosting provider, I definitely recommend Namecheap for that. I'll drop some links below also if you guys are interested in some other options beyond Namecheap, strictly for web hosting purposes as well. But just going back to the .inc situation, I was looking online. I got this email, and the email was basically asking if I'd be interested in purchasing a .inc domain. And again, I've never purchased any .inc domains in the past. And obviously, looking at the prices, I don't have any future plans of purchasing any. So anyway, I just wanted to throw up this quick video. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What do you think personally about .inc domains? Are you going to buy one? If so, tell me what for. Why are you buying it? Are you buying it because you're a business owner? Maybe you own a corporation, an enterprise, or maybe a large business for which you want to secure, your brand, and you're thinking about getting the .inc. Drop your comments below. I really, really would like to hear your thoughts, on this, on the .inc wave right here. I just stick with .coms, and if the .com that I'm looking for to create a website on is not available, then I shoot for the .net and .org, usually in that order. But I always shoot for the .com. That's just me. That's my personal, opinion. Okay. Should you buy a .inc domain today or not? Let me know your comments right below, guys. If you're new here to this channel, hit the subscribe button right below along with the bell, and give this video a like. I really